What's going on, guys? Welcome back to the channel. So in this video we are talking about clones. I know that's been a popular topic this year, especially here on this channel, and I know a lot of you guys like to hear about them. I've got a few recent additions to the collection that are absolutely worth shining some spotlight on, and some that are just channel favorites that I really believe this collection of 10 clone fragrances are ones that everybody should give a shot and just try, because you may end up loving them. Let's talk about them. Stay tuned. Starting with this first one that, admittedly, I truly believe of all the takes and twists on this fragrance, none of them are quite as good as the original now that I've been able to try the original, but the original is super expensive. We're talking about Bulgari Tigar. So for me, Afnan's Turathi Blue is an absolutely fantastic replacement for the time being. Beautiful, juicy grapefruit smell with spices and woods. A little bit of an ambroxan smell. Very simplistic fragrance, very straightforward. Pretty good performer without being a beast. Very affordable. It smells incredible. It's a very juicy, spiced citrus smell. Hard not to like. Does very much smell like Tigar, but obviously Tigar is on its own tier. Like I said, of the twists and inspirations and clones I've smelled of Tigar, none of them quite match up to it enough. It is that good, but it's like, 10 times, 11 times what this one costs, basically. So for the money in that $30 range, this one's pretty hard to beat. There's other brands that make one, different ones like Rubroca Theorem, sister company to Afnan, Black Panther from Alexandria. I know Spirit of Kings has a niche take on it, basically. I haven't tried that. Vibrato Suspiro from Suspiro, I believe, is another niche twist on it. Like, there's a lot of ways to smell like Tigar, but for the money, I mean, price per ml wise, you're fine with this one. Absolutely one that's worth giving a shot, in my opinion. If you like spiced grapefruit, you'll absolutely enjoy Turathi Blue from Afnan. Calling all my Fahrenheit lovers, have you ever tried Fahrenheit La Parfum? Maybe you don't want to spend the like $110, $120 it costs from discounters for the 75 ml. Well, for around 30 some odd dollars, you can get Fragrance World's take. This is Ren Height Parfum. It is very, very close. Has that boozy, licorice type of smell with that sharp, slightly petroleum feel to the violet leaf. It comes really, really close. Doesn't have that heavy leather smell that original Fahrenheit has, but then again, neither does Fahrenheit La Parfum. This very much comes close to it. I have to say, this one impressed me. A lot of stuff from Fragrance World tends to impress me, but this one more so than others, because I really believe Fahrenheit La Parfum is one of the better designer fragrances to ever come out. Even though I don't wear it all the time and I don't talk about it all the time, it is that jam. Anybody that's tried it that likes Fahrenheit's DNA, I know I personally believe it to be the ultimate take on Fahrenheit, and Fragrance World made their dupe of said fragrance, and I think they did a really good job. I think it's every bit of 90% accurate. Performance on this one's really good without being quite the beast that Fahrenheit La Parfum is, but if you want Fahrenheit La Parfum on a budget, Fragrance World definitely has you covered with Ren Height Parfum. One of the unsung heroes from Lattafa that had its hype when it first came out at the beginning of 2023, and I haven't really seen a lot about it since, but if you want settling on a budget, Maahir Legacy Silver, it's that jam. Fingerprint magnet, has the horse head, the silver one. I mean, it's basically a more spicy take on Parfums de Marly Sedley. It has that bright, minty, juicy citrus, lavender heavy, aromatic smell. Very much an aromatic fougere type of thing. I believe it's classified as a citrus aromatic, but it's more of a fougere, blue fragrance type of stuff. Like I said, the spices are a little bit more prominent here versus the original. It has that creaminess to it. Like, it's every bit, again, 90% of Sedley. They did a really good job here. You can get it for 30 some odd dollars. It's worth checking out if you don't want to spend the money on Sedley, but you enjoy the smell. It has that little bit of ambroxan soapiness to it. Like I said, the mintiness, the citrus, the spice. Like I said, more so on the spice than the original. It's hard to not like. Very versatile, everyday wear. You can, wear this casually, dressed up, summertime, wintertime, it doesn't matter. It's absolutely signature scent worthy for around $35-ish. Great release from Lattafa. Definitely worth trying. Lattafa's Maahir Legacy Silver. Now this one has gotten a lot of hype from Fragrance World, and it deserves it. Now that I have it in hand, it's a very unique bottle, great build quality, and smells pretty accurate to Nishane's Ani. This is Spectre Ghost. So Spectre Ghost, very, very much smells like it. Frosted glass, heavy base, cap clicks strongly into place with a very nice atomizer, pressurized. And it has that beautiful, delectable, somewhat unique vanilla smell that Ani is known for, that slightly dry, warm and spicy, ambery, woody tone, while having that brightness from the benzoin note. Like it's another one, like 85% accurate. Ani is a little bit richer, a little bit deeper, and more robust overall, I guess would be the best way to put it. But this gets really, really close. Another one, great performer, not quite in monstrous beast, but well above average. We're talking 8 to 10 hours longevity with this one. You can get in the $30 some odd price point. This is one that's recent to the collection that is just absolute phenomenal. This is such a good one. Definitely worth giving a shot, especially if you're looking for Ani on a budget. It's Fragrance World Spectre Ghost. Now, I've never tried YSL Babycat, but Paris Corner's take on it, just as a standalone, is a phenomenal vanillic, spicy, smoky scent. This is Paris Corner's Emir Rifaaqat, I believe is how you pronounce that. If I can get it to focus, that would just be peachy. There we go. This is a beautiful, beautiful fragrance. There's a little bit of creaminess to it. I believe there's an LME note, black pepper, pink pepper, some cedar wood and vanilla, frankincense. I mean, I believe that's all the notes. It's actually on the back of the bottle. LME, pink pepper, black pepper, saffron olibanum, which is frankincense, vanilla cedar wood. You get kind of a nice combination of all of it. It's not like there's any surprises in this note breakdown. It's pretty straightforward with what you see in that breakdown is what you get. It's got this roasted vanilla smell, spicy, not too sweet, a little dry. The cedar wood, I think, is what dries it out just a bit. Don't really get much of a metallic note from the saffron. If anything, there's a slight lactonic, creamy feel here. I love this fragrance. Like I said, it's one of the better ones that I've gotten from Paris Corner this year. Never smelled the original, but this by itself is absolutely stunning. I would love to try YSL Babycat, but for a fraction of what it costs and how difficult it is to get that one in the first place, honestly, I'm good with this. Paris Corner did a great job just making this fragrance, let alone I have no idea how accurate it is to the original, but that's kind of irrelevant in the situation, because if it smells great, it smells great, right? Definitely worth checking out. If you like spices, creamy, sweet, woodsy, and smoky, you'll definitely like Rifaaqat from Paris Corner. Now here's another one from Fragrance World that, you know, they've done a really good job with cloning certain designer fragrances, which kind of is ludicrous to a lot of people. I get it. You know, spend a little more, get the real deal. I understand. But for 29 bucks, Essencia La Parfum, they did a great, great interpretation of La Parfum. Let me get this to focus for you guys. Very, very good job. I actually did a full review on this one. It smells great. It's warm, spicy, powdery, and ambery. I don't know why it doesn't want to focus. I have such a busy background, guys. Oh, well. Not that serious. It's focused on me. So it is what it is. But beautiful stuff. Like I said, I did a full review on this one. I can't tell a difference out in the air versus La Parfum. And yeah, you can get La Parfum for like $80-ish roughly. But for $29, you get pretty much the same fragrance. There's not a real quality difference here. Like I said, I can't really tell a difference in the two. It's just that good. Super powdery iris, spiced cardamom, warm and ambery, sweet tonka bean. I don't know what's not to like about it. It's definitely a good one, and one I encourage you. If you just don't want to spend the 80 bucks and you want to get away with spending 30, you can totally go after this one. I get it if you just want to get the original. A little more than, almost triple the price. Not a huge difference, but if you want to save yourself some money and get basically the same fragrance, this is one I definitely put my personal stamp of approval on. It is from Fragrance World. It's Essencia La Parfum. I'm determined to get this to focus. There we go. From Fragrance World. Another recent pickup from Paris Corner that I've never smelled the original too, but as a standalone, it's one of the better sugary sweet oud rose fragrances I've ever smelled. And honestly, it's quite unique. It is Noir Darabi from Paris Corner in their Pendora scents line. There we go, get it to focus. Looks like a Mancera bottle with a strange cap, but it's cloning a Montal fragrance, Arabian's Tonka. And like I said, there's a sugarcane note, some vanilla, oud rose, a little bit of a patchouli smell, some spice. It makes for this like fruity, sweet, thick, like raspberry jam kind of rosy feel to it. It's so good. It doesn't change a whole lot. It performs really well. I recently did a full review on this one also. This is a good one, guys. This is definitely one worth checking out, rolling the dice on. Oh, it's kind of engulfed the airspace. It's the strongest fragrance of what we've sprayed here so far, easily. It is overtaking the area in general. Like I can taste the fragrance from that spray. So if you're looking for a potent beast, here you go. Early on, this is crazy, crazy strong with great sillage, very long lasting. This is some good stuff. You gotta like sweet. It is a very, very sugary, sweet type of fragrance with oud rose. Like, I got my share of oud roses that have a lot of sweetness in them, but not like this. This is almost like a sweet tooth candy, you know, sweet tooth sugary candy lover type of aroma. Like if you're into that kind of stuff, you like your share of candy, you're always snacking, this might be that kind of aroma because it's very delicious for those of you with a sweet tooth, which I can't shake. I have a serious sweet tooth as well. So maybe that's why I like this one so damn much. It's definitely some good stuff. It's Noir Darabi in the Pendora scents line from Paris Corner. This is a very new pickup, and I look at it as spicy Dior Homme more than a clone of Dior Homme Parfum. It is Fomo Parfums, Gary's Den La Parfum from Fragrance By. Fragrance By's new line of clones. They have 3 of them. This is the Dior Homme Parfum clone. And great build, great cap, great atomizer. Like, they did good. For 35 bucks, you're getting a lot for your money here. The quality's great. That waxy, powdery lipstick iris smell. And it's not super leathery. It doesn't have all of that animalic tone like Dior Homme La Parfum, but it does have a lot of spice here. Coriander, cardamom, stuff like that really jumps out. This is so good. It's almost like a forgotten flanker in the Dior Homme line as far as the iris fragrances. It's almost like they took some of the fresh and spice, like coriander, things like that, from Dior Homme Eau and mixed it with Dior Homme Parfum. Like, toned down some of the darkness and brought in a little bit more spice, if you will. Like, it's really, really good. Like, really, really, really good. I'm very impressed by this one. I was prepared to not like it when I got it. For those of you that didn't see the live stream where we did a comparison to the 75 ml version of Dior Homme Parfum. It's not spot on to that, but it definitely has, you know, a similar scent profile to it, just way more spice. A spice that I haven't even experienced in any of the other flankers, like Dior Homme Intense, original Dior Homme Eau, any of the iris-based ones. This kind of, like I said, it's the forgotten, unreleased, spicy flanker, if you will. It's kind of how I view it. This one, any of you that like the Dior Homme line or just love iris, for 35 bucks, you got to try this one. You need to. I don't want to say it's a must-buy, but man, it's that good, guys. The hype is real on this one. It's Gary's Den from Fomo Parfums. Now, SCENTual Obsessions revamps their Andy Warhol clone from time to time, and now we have what Kevin is calling Emperor Andy. So Emperor Andy's supposed to be an exact match to Bond No. 9's original. This is much more oudy, funky type of smell than previous versions. Still has that sweet plum, but it's not the most dominant accord like that woody, ambery, oud type of smell is in this one. And it's potent, potent stuff. Man, that smells good. You can still get King Andy, which is much more on the juicy fruit, less funky, oudy side of things. If you just love that sweet plum, here you still get it. Like I said, it's just toned back a bit, and you get more of the darker elements to it, warm, spicy, a little bit more funky. Great performance. Absolutely a must-try for any of you that are fans of the Andy Warhol DNA, or maybe previous versions from SCENTual Obsessions. Kevin, once again, he knocked it out of the park. Every time he revamps or redoes or reformulates his Bond No. 9 Andy Warhol clone, it's always worth checking out. And I encourage you to do the same thing with the newest version called Emperor Andy. Now, this last one is technically a hybrid of 2 fragrances. It's a clone, but it's a hybrid clone, mixing 2 together. And typically those wouldn't make a video topic like this, but this is just so damn good. I wore it yesterday at the recording of this. Those of you that like juicy fruit heavy openings, you really should try Making Sense Juicy Maximus. Now, this is a hybrid of Dolce & Gabbana Pineapple and Creed Aventus Batch 13 ZZ01, which is pineapple heavy. So In the top of this one, it's just loads of bergamot, pineapple, and blackcurrant. I'm sure the apple's blending in there, but it's like syrupy, thick, super juicy fruit. It lasts forever. The sillage is super thick on this one. I had 4 sprays around my neck yesterday. This is incredible. This is up there with Fallen Leaf for best of house of what I've tried. I've tried, 20 plus fragrances that Michael Dinsmore has made at this point, and this, it blows everything out the water except for Fallen Leaf. Maybe it's just a special place in my heart for Fallen Leaf because it's like the ultimate fall fragrance. It's a hybrid of 5 different fragrances like 1 Million Privé and Wanted by Night and all. It's a fall fragrance. This, though, everybody can enjoy this. The Creed Aventus side of it doesn't dominate too much. You do get more like green, spicy, earthy tones as it settles in later into the life of the fragrance, like oak moss, rosemary, things like that start coming out, but it never overwhelms it. So any ladies that happen to see this, because the reason I bring this up is Allie, shout outs to Allie if she happens to see this, asked me, would this be too masculine for her? Not quite. Any ladies that really like fruity dominant fragrances and don't mind a little bit of an earthy green tone as it dries, you'll absolutely enjoy this. I think this is one of those couples fragrances where everybody in the household can enjoy it because it walks that line perfectly, because there's so much fruity fun in this fragrance. It's a fun, uplifting, bright, happy type of scent profile. You can't help but smile when you smell this fragrance. That I think everybody can enjoy this. And that's why I absolutely had to feature it here. I saved it for last. It's not necessarily saving a best for last kind of thing, but because it's a hybrid clone of 2 fragrances, it kind of makes it a unique situation to put it in this video, but it deserved to be talked about because it literally blew me away in the last couple of days. Please get your nose on this one. It's Making Sense Juicy Maximus. Well, that's the 10 that I have for you today. And until next time, do me a real quick favor. Go ahead and like, comment, subscribe, because I do appreciate all the feedback. And I love hearing from you guys. Of these 10, what have you tried? I'll try to have links down below for everything for anybody who wants to check out any of these. Definitely, like I said, sound off. Let me know. What have you tried? What do you think about them? And until next time, I will say if you get your hands on any of these 10 and you give them a spray now, you might end up thanking me later. Have a good one, guys.